Hi, welcome to our eSpot Listen Up. Today I've got Sally Livermore with me. Sally is a Parent Engagement Officer who works across the region in a range of school settings, both primary, and secondary. Sally's also got a background in student wellbeing and welfare, and she has worked in the field of family dispute resolution and mediation. So Sally's had a lot of experience with listening, but also with building communication skills and working with groups. Thanks for coming along, Sally.
Okay, thanks, Bruce. When you're working within a team, which teachers do on a daily basis, it's really important to develop strong communication skills with those team members because there's a need for a relationship there. When there's a need for a relationship, you need to have good communication skills. It's important to develop a team that has a lot of trust and also a mutual respect for each other. In doing this, you need to be able to portray some special qualities, I guess. And those qualities are to be able to be a good listener, to be able to feed back effectively, and to be able to pass on information and know it's been passed on. So there's a few different ways of doing that, and I guess we could talk about what they are, break those down.
Yep.
So the first one, to be able to develop that trusting relationship within a team, is to be able to talk to your team and communicate with your team. So being able to ask open questions, being able to be a good listener and hear what the other people are saying. I guess that's a really important start, because if you're a good listener and you can hear what your teammates are saying, then that's a really, really good way to start developing that trust.
Having worked with groups over many, many years and working with students, sometimes people think that the louder they get, the more likely they are to be heard and to listen to. Often in groups, people turn off. They hear the noise, but they don't actually listen to the message. It's really important that you do have that trust and you give your colleagues the opportunity to not only hear you, but to listen to what you've got to say.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's a two-way thing.
And that's about not only hearing, but letting the person know that you've heard that. And being able to sit quietly and take that in without having your opinion overwhelm what's being said. And that's a really hard thing to do sometimes. And when you're working in a team, that's a skill that you will be constantly developing. And it's often very different to the way you are at home with your siblings and such.
One of the things that I find interferes with communication skills, or can interfere with communication skills, is the use of electronic media, phones. Now, you might have your phone there, you might just glance at it, but it actually takes away from the conversations. It tells the person who you're meeting with that you're not really listening to what they say. So when you are meeting, it's also important to give the message to the person that you're meeting with that you are listening, and that comes back to your body language.
Absolutely, that's right. So when you're in a conversation with someone and you're wanting to develop that relationship, that respect, that rapport, you need to give them your full attention. And that's not staring at or sitting straight on like you've probably been told before in lots of places. It's about being able to have that conversation and feed back what you're hearing to the person. So being able to sit quietly, listen, understand what's being said, and then say back to the person, so it sounds to me like it's been really hard for you lately. Or,
so when we're planning this activity, is this what you mean? Is this what you're suggesting that we do? And then you outline it.
Absolutely.
So it's feeding back so that you can clarify.
Because the biggest part of communication is the feedback. Because if you don't get feedback, you don't know it's been understood. So then you don't know, your communication could have failed. So you need that feedback. Everyone needs that feedback to know that they've been heard and that message has been transmitted, received, and then translated.
So it's really important when it comes to teamwork that we don't only hear, but we also listen. So listen up, be an active member of your team, and build those skills which will set you and stand you in awesome stead for when you take on a career as a teacher. Thanks, Sally.
Thank you.